Hey, what's up you guys? It's Tyler. Welcome back to the eveRide channel. And today I'm going to show you my handlebar setup on my dream dirt bike. It's quite an expensive handlebar setup, but again, this is my dream dirt bike build. So I'm going to show you everything that went on it and how I like things. Now, here's the thing: is this bike was heavily sponsored, and so there's a lot of stuff on this that was sent to me for free, and I told the sponsors flat out, I said, I've got to be totally honest about the things that I'm getting, otherwise what's the point? I'm going to give you, the viewer, the full scoop on things, and so not everything I say is going to be absolutely positive and flowery and roses and all that stuff. Also, I know that some of those sponsors are a little bit bugged with me because it's taken me almost 6 months to get any kind of information out there about these products. Now, I figure 6 months is a good amount of time to test parts out. I don't want to just, get parts for free and say, hey, these are awesome, and then maybe they're not. So I've tested them for about 6 months. I think I've probably put about 50 hours on this motorcycle so far of my own riding and with these parts. So I think 50 hours is pretty good, and a couple of months to test things out. So anyway, these are, as unbiased as I can be, as they have been given to me, but I have promised that I will be honest about them. So, is this handlebar setup worth it? This is a quite expensive handlebar setup. I'll let you know. All right, so I tried to do this video a little while ago, and first of all, it got really hot, so I got really sweaty because it's really hot here. Second of all, the video was 50 minutes long. I took 50 minutes talking about my handlebars, and you're probably thinking, dude, the way you're going right now, it's gonna be another 50 minutes. No, I promise. I just get really excited about this stuff. I get really excited talking about bike parts and things that are cool and things that don't work. Anyway, I'm gonna try to be more structured. I got into everything on the bike last time, so I'm not gonna do that this time. We're gonna start with the outside and work our way in. So on the outside, we have these Fastway hand guards by ProMoto Billet. These have been really, really nice. Now, the reason why I chose these to go on the bike is because a lot of hand guards actually they have a bolt that goes inside here, and then as you tighten them up, it expands the bolt. And so on your throttle side, that can actually cause problems. When that bolt expands, it can actually expand and restrict your throttle tube. And you absolutely need to have a really slick throttle. You can't have that binding up, and sometimes even with a good one, if you hit your handguard or something real hard and it bends a little bit, tweaks it a little bit, then that bolt on the inside with that expander is going to stick your throttle, which is unsafe and which is a pain to try to get back into place. And so I really like the ideas of these, that they actually tap into the handlebar itself. And by tap in, I mean it comes with a tool that you actually bore out the middle of the handlebar, and so there's a bolt that goes directly in and screws into the handlebar. There's no expander. And so I really like that. It seems like it makes it a lot more stable, and it's just good overall. Nice big handguards here. These have taken a lot of abuse and they're still going strong. One other thing that I like is they actually wrap around into this. This can be a GPS mount or a bar stabilizer mount, and this is also by Fastway, and it's a cool piece of kit because you can mount any kind of thing on here that you might need. I actually was thinking of mounting another camera box up here like my DRZ, but decided not to in the end. Anyway, it's kind of nice because this makes it really, really stable. It just replaces your top clamps for your bars here, and it gives it a really good platform. And another thing is, you've noticed that I've got these flex bars. With the design of this, it still allows those bars to flex. I'll talk more about those in a minute. All right, moving in, we actually have these grips. These are Pro Grip 714s, and I'll have a link to all this stuff in the description below so you can see all of it. These grips are fantastic. As you can see, they kind of taper towards the inside and the outside. I have found them to be really, really comfortable. They're a little bit wider than normal dirt bike grips, which I find to be much more comfortable. Some people, if you're used to a really narrow dirt bike grip, you may not like these, but everybody who has come to a rally that has actually taken my advice from past motorcycles, because these grips go on all of my motorcycles, but anybody who comes to the rally with these grips just, oh my gosh, I can't believe what a difference grips make. And so these grips range from $8 to $14 depending on where you get them, and they're fantastic. I absolutely love them, and they're just comfy, and they last forever too, but mainly awesome for dual sports because they really reduce vibes. So cheap addition there. The next thing going in is the Tusk lighting kit, and we've got it on both sides here. Now the Tusk lighting kit, it comes with, you know, your brake light and all of your wiring for your kit, so you can, you know, turn on your stuff, blinkers, everything like that. And I've customized my blinkers on this bike quite a bit. They're pretty cool. We'll get into all that later, but needless to say, this Tusk kit, I have it on a few of my different bikes. It's been really reliable, really quite easy to set up. And I'll, you know, again, I'll talk more about that later. Here we have the standard KTM kill switch. And then here we have this kind of special perch. Just the top is special because it links down to these thumper jockey lights, which are amazing. I'll just click them on so you can see them there. Even in broad daylight, that kind of hurts my eyes. They're really bright, really amazing, and it's nice just to have that toggle right there. It doesn't take up any extra space. I'll talk more about those thumper jockey lights later. But on the perch, I don't really have anything real customized here. I've got this Tusk Racing clutch reservoir cover, and then I've got some Tusk levers. Now the Tusk levers are nice and cheap. They're cheaper than the OE levers, and you know, they're good. A lot of people ask, you know, why do you get the anodized bling on there? Like you'd ever need to replace these? Well, you don't need this, obviously. But let's say you're at Rocky Mountain, you need something that's, you know, $5–10 bucks to go in your cart to get free shipping. Why not throw in, you know, a little piece of bling? You know, you got yourself a new set of tires, get yourself some bling, and then this just is basically free shipping. So if you're close to that free shipping mark, just get a little bling, you know what I mean? These are like 10 bucks, and you know, they make your bike look a little cooler, and I don't know, it's basically, these symbolize free shipping to me. So onto the perch here, and just a quick tip with the handguards and everything like that. A lot of people think that handguards are going to protect their bike or protect their levers completely from ever being damaged or broken. That's not the case, actually. Handguards are going to get beat up and they're going to break eventually. They're not an invincible item. These ones are really, really strong, so I think they'll last a lot longer than any others that I've had so far. However, they're still probably going to fail over time. They're designed not to be just totally invincible. But one thing that you can do to save your levers is actually to loosen up these bolts on both of your perches here, and so that there's just a little bit of play. And I actually like quite a bit of play on mine. And when you loosen that up, let's say you have an impact, it's gonna slide that up on the bar instead of just breaking your lever. Don't worry, it's not gonna come falling off as long as you've got a little bit of Loctite on there. It's not gonna be wonky as you're riding. You know, I couldn't apply any amount of pressure here to actually move that perch. Only when it really has an impact will it move. So loosen these up a little bit and save your levers, but I would say keep some spare levers on hand anyway. One complaint that I have about the Fastway handguards, going back to that, is, you know, on KTMs in particular, this clutch perch comes straight out, and, you know, where these connect, that's not going to allow me a lot of movement downward. However, this is just about where I want it anyway when it comes to, you know, the angle of where I want my levers here. And so that's not really a big issue for me. If you're somebody who really likes to have it down here quite extreme, this cable here is going to get in the way. That is going to limit some of your things, but that's not something that can be avoided with most handguards. So you're always going to have some blockage with handguards. This just happens to be where the Fastway handguards will block your lever. So something to keep in mind if you really like extreme lever angles. Moving inward some more from this side, this is the double take mirror. And these mirrors are pretty much invincible. They use the ram mount system, and they're about 5 times more expensive than just like a cheap, you know, like a Tusk mirror that would come down that's just basically makes your bike legal. I actually use my mirrors. I get nervous about what's going on behind me, especially on rallies and stuff. It's nice to see, you know, take a look in the mirror and see, okay, yeah, my group is still with me. If I'm in front of everybody, I'm usually behind. But anyway, I really have liked these double take mirrors, because let's say, you know, I'm riding, my hand's on the throttle, you can do one-handed operation on this and basically just flip it down. That was real clumsy, but trust me, it's easier than I'm making it look. I'm kind of a cordo right now, but you just kind of lock it down and then your mirror's out of the way. Let's say you're riding along, you're gonna get back on the road, you don't want to be without a mirror, or you don't want to, look unstreet legal, you could basically, I mean, I use 2 hands there, but you can basically just pop it back. It makes it real easy. And then these things, I mean, you take a huge impact or whatever, and it's just gonna give. It's not gonna break. So I've really liked these, never had a problem, and I've loved these from day one. And honestly, when you go with something kind of expensive like a double take mirror, in the long run, it's gonna save you money from breaking the cheap mirrors. You know what I mean? Like I've had the Tusk little mirrors for a while, and I'll be honest, they're not the very best. The ones that come with the, you know, the dual sport kit, they serve their purpose to make your bike street legal, so you go get it inspected and you're good. Or you're riding around and you can show the police officer, hey, I've got the mirror. But realistically, if you want a real mirror, a good mirror that's going to actually be functional, but you know, get out of your way when you want it to, really, I just don't think you can beat this. So yeah, that's the double take mirror. So moving in, you probably noticed like there's this funky stuff going on. Some of you guys are probably familiar with this type of handlebar, and this is the most expensive piece on the handlebar. It's the bar itself. They're flex bars, and this actually came on the bike, and I'm really glad it did. Now, here's the thing. These flex bars are very expensive. I don't want to throw out a wrong price right now, but I know they're hundreds of dollars, very expensive, and so that has kind of gained them a reputation in the community for either being, you know, overpriced, you know, gimmicky junk, or people absolutely swear by them. I am kind of somewhere in the middle. When I'm riding, I really can't tell a whole lot of a difference, but I tell you where I do feel a difference. Oh, and here's the design. Here's where they differ from normal bars, is they've kind of got like these skateboard truck looking things. Let me show you on this side. I'm getting bad angles. They kind of have these skateboard truck looking things here, and it's basically just a bumper that allows the bar to flex just a little bit. Some guys say they notice it while they're riding. I don't notice it while I'm riding, but when I do notice it is after the ride. My wrists feel better. Everything from my wrists up to my neck feels better. It just feels less sore, less fatigued. If you're the kind of person who has neck problems or who has shoulder problems, these might be a really good investment. If you don't really have any kind of problems like that, or really it's not a major issue, you know, you might want to save your money. So that's my thoughts on that. For me, I do get a lot of shoulder and neck pain. So for me, even though they came on the bike, I think they're worth the money. That's my take. Moving in, we've already talked about the Fastway mount here. And then, yeah, I've got this tubeless. This is the pump that can come with the tubeless system. I just wrap it up here with some night eyes things. And these don't work perfectly. I mean, obviously, if you're getting into some really gnarly stuff, this is going to start shaking loose. But it does well enough to keep this pump here. And I do like the pump because, I mean, again, I'll talk about this when I do my wheel video, but I love the tubeless system. It's awesome. And so to adjust your pressure with this pump that they provide has been really great. Moving over here, again, we've got another Tusk cap here and another Tusk lever. Same, you know, standard Brembo perch here, starter button. This Domino throttle cable is awesome. This actually, it comes with the Electron carb, which I put in here, which is another thing that I'll make another video on. Basically, I bought this year so that I could have a carburetor versus TPI. I am a carburetor fan. I don't like working on carburetors, but I've dealt with enough blown fuel hoses that carburetors are the way to go for me. I really don't. I'm not interested in fuel injection. So I'll have a whole video on that. But basically, you have the option to have it come with this Domino throttle cable, and dude, it's just so crisp. So nice. And so it's a really good throttle cable, and I've routed it to the left side like Jeff Slavens says to do. I followed a lot of his videos. He's been really helpful and is a pretty cool guy. So anyway, guys, that's it for the handlebar setup. I won't take any more of your time, but frankly, I love it. Is it worth it? Yeah, I think every penny. It's awesome. I really enjoy the setup on the bike. I don't really have as many fatigue issues as I used to have. The grips are comfortable, everything's good. They're gonna last forever. This is the setup that basically through all my research and all my years of riding, this is what I ended up with on the dream dirt bike, Sparta. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. It's about 100 degrees out here. I'm sweating. There's like a little waterfall going down my back. You probably don't want to know that. That's gross. Anyway, if you like the video, please hit the subscribe button. if you liked what you saw, any of the parts or anything like that, head on over to Rocky Mountain ATV MC. I've got a link in the description below that's going to take you to every part on this motorcycle and what I think about it. So make sure to check that out. It has links to all the products so you don't have to go looking around for themselves. Rocky Mountain has a really easy like bike finder thing, so any of these parts that are going to fit your bike, you just put in your year, make, model, and it'll show you what you need. And Rocky Mountain consistently has had the best prices from all of my years of looking at stuff, and their shipping is really quick and their service has been outstanding. So make sure to check that out, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this isn't 50 minutes because it goes by fast. I'm sorry. Anyway, much love, guys. eveRide out.